And when I saw the course, I was like, huh? I was like, excuse me? Like, what do you mean something medical? Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I feel so good saying that. I've missed you guys so much. I've not had time to put out like long form content just because of school, and yeah, I've been putting out short form content just so you guys know that I'm alive. Okay, you guys, I'm alive, I'm well. I've just not had personal time. Okay, that being said, from the title of the video you can already guess what I'm going to talk about, and yeah, let's just get right into the video. So before I moved here, I would see that a lot of people that move here as PR, like they end up going back to school, and I was curious, like, so I trying to tell me that I cannot move to this country with my experience from back home and maybe have a good job and be settled? Like, why is it that I have to go back to school? Why is it that a lot of people have to go back to school? Like, is it a necessity? Is it a requirement? Like, what is going on? You know, I had that question, and you're probably asking that question as well. So I'm going to do my best to answer based off my experience, okay, as usual. So first things first, I've been in school for over 2 months now, and let me tell you, before I decided to go back to school, it was a lot of wrestling with God, right? Because I'm not the biggest fan of school. Okay, that's the truth. I'm not the biggest fan of school, and I'm like, should I just keep working, or I should actually go back to school and improve myself? That being said, why did I start thinking about this going back to school part? I knew that the career I had back home, I might not want to do that here, right? I knew I was going to want to switch, but I didn't know how that switching was going to work. And to be honest, I tried to switch by myself, like applying for new roles and kind of positioning myself, but it just was not working. I just honestly did not have the skills that I needed to switch. And yeah, it was a wrestle, because I'm like, I don't even know what I want to study. Okay, I'm going to go back to school, but what do I study? Yeah, that was like, God helped me. It was a lot of back and forth. It was a lot of back and forth, but yeah, he directed me to the course that I should do. And when I saw the course, I was like, huh? I was like, excuse me? Like, what do you mean something medical? I don't like maths, I don't like science. Like, well, what are you talking about? And he gave me peace. Made me know that everything will be fine, right? Okay, he said to me, so yeah, I already now had in mind, okay, I'm going to go back to school. So after I made that decision, obviously the funding part, right? So I know that there are some provinces that actually cover a lot of your schooling expenses, but Alberta is not one of them. They only give you like a loan and a grant. I was like, oh my god, like, what do you mean I'm going to be owing the government money? Like, if that was another thing that kept me from going back to school for a long time, because I would not be able to save as much money as I want to for my fees. And I was like, loan, as a Nigerian now, like, what do you mean? I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to owe anybody money, blah 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 blah. But yeah, I took the loan. Yeah, because I needed it to pay the fees. Now, this is one advice that I will give you guys before I continue. First things first, I know how much I spend every month on my bills, except Shein and all those other things I don't even need, right? I know how much I spend every month. So knowing that I was going back to school in a couple of months, I started to save. Okay, I started to literally save, like, okay, how much do I spend in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, whatever? I started to save that money. Because some people, when they get that money, they feel like, oh, just like credit card, right? They feel like, oh my god, I'm rich. I'm sorry for the noise, you guys. They feel like, oh, I'm so rich, I'm going to spend all this money, blah 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 blah, but you're going to have to pay back after a period of time, right? So yeah, but for me, I knew my necessities and I saved for those, and I just used their money to pay my fees. That being said, this period of time, I'm actually cutting down on my spending a lot, because I'm like, okay, like I said, money was for my necessities. Anything that is not a necessity or an emergency, I'm not touching that money. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, I think discipline in every point of your life is very, very important, because even when I was moving to this country, if you guys remember, I had to restrict myself from buying a lot of things because I was saving for this process. And then I did all of that, and I moved here. By the grace of God, after getting settled, I was able to start doing the things I wanted to do, and, you know, buying some things I wanted to buy. But now I'm also in this season of my life again where, okay, I can't afford to spend money just like that, right? Because of, you know, school, and I'm not able to work full time. Even the part-time service is very, very difficult because of like school work and all of those things. So that being said, yeah, I'm just being very wise with how I use money. So when it comes to funding, yeah, you would, if you want, especially as a PR, I think that is another advantage as a PR. You're actually qualified to get this money. So yeah, you get that money and then just make the best use of it. Okay, don't just spend it just because you're seeing it. That is not wise at all. Another thing, going back to school, because I see a lot of people just doing courses they like. You guys, I mean, I'm so sorry I'm saying this, but this is not the time to do a course that you like. Okay, there are a couple of things you need to check. Is this an employable job? Is AI going to replace this job in a couple of years? How long is this, certificate going to take? How time consuming? Okay, what is it in demand in the province that I'm staying? And all of these things are things you need to ask yourself. Like, even if you're not a PR going back to school, if you're an international student and you want to go and study anywhere in the world, I beg you in the name of God, do your research, okay, about that country you're going to, that city you're going to. Is AI going to replace my job? Is this in demand? And all of those things, just so you're not wasting this money on a career, on a certificate that you will not use. For example, which example will I give now? Maybe mass communication. Like, I don't think you should. I mean, this is no advice. I mean, mass communication, like, except maybe you're specializing in AI or something. But yeah, you guys, this is not the time for feelings, okay? You want to have a good life, so just do your research and don't just hop on trend. Oh, this course is trending. Do your research. I did my research. I had to go and check this course I'm doing. Is it going to be replaced by AI? That was my number one check. Because yeah, AI is so crazy that I'm even saying this now. But that is just the fact that you have to move with the change of the world, right? So guys, keep that in mind before you apply for any course as a PR or as an international student. Will it help you to be very settled? Will you be able to get a job? Okay. That being said, another benefit I feel like going back to school for me is networking. If it's something about this country, networking is very, very important because there is a hidden job market, okay? And if somebody that knows somebody that will tell you and then you apply, because they are not going to advertise, it's not going to be announced literally, or even if it's announced, they know who they're going to give inside, you get what I mean? So yeah, networking is important because I've been able to network with some of my classmates and some of my instructors as well. Like, building relationships, like you guys, even your instructors, that would help you so much along the line, because obviously they probably came to teach because maybe they've had years of experience in that field and maybe they want to now start teaching. So imagine all the connections that they would have, guys. You guys, honestly, it blows my mind. So networking is very, very important. And then even your confidence, I feel like, also give you some kind of confidence even when you want to apply for a job, like you're boldly saying, like, because sometimes you might feel like, oh, they want to look down on you because you've not gone to their school. And if you ask me to an extent, like, we go through a lot more stress in Nigerian schools compared to here, but does not undermine the fact that schooling here is also very stressful. But then they actually want you to succeed. They actually want you to go out and work. That is another thing. In my college, they don't just collect your money, you study, and then they just like say, okay, we've done everything we can do for you. Nope. They actually have career coaches that you go to meet. You show them it's even a prerequisite, like you have to do it because marks are attached to it. So you show them your resume, your cover letter. They help you to do all of that, interview tips, how to apply, all of, like, they are making sure you are ready for the job market, like, as soon as you get out their doors. So I feel like that is very, very important. Like, that is something that you might not find outside. Another thing I love is that there's some certificates, there's some courses that you have to even pay for to get certificates, but just because you're doing a particular course in school, you're able to access those courses for free because it's part of your course, and then you're able to now get a certificate and add to your resume. Like, I just see a lot of benefits going back to school. Now, you might not want to go back to school if maybe you're sure of yourself, maybe you've done your PhD and you know that maybe you chose a very, very valuable course in Nigeria and you want to come here. So it's just, how do you position yourself? How do you position your resume? How do you answer questions in the interview to just, like, that confidence you have in yourself, your skills? You're like, see, I'm an asset, okay? You guys need me. However, you're able to position yourself and make yourself appealing to employers. You might not need to go back to school. I know a lot of people that have come here and gotten very good jobs in short time. They didn't have to go back to school. That is good, that is fine. But personally for me, like I said, I knew I wanted to switch careers, and yeah, going back to school was going to be a very good idea, was going to be a very good move on my path. Okay, now a couple of things you might actually struggle with if you go back to school, especially when you're someone that is more mature and you've not been in school for over 10-15 years, and then you're finding yourself coming back to school here and you're doing assignments, and you're doing group work and all of that. It can be very, very overwhelming. Like, your feelings are very, very valid, and if you've not done that yet, you might feel like that, and just know that it's okay. But life is a journey, okay? Everybody goes through their life journey at different paces. If you find yourself having to come back to school at the age of 50, at the age of 40, 30, whatever, it's not the end of the world. First of all, be thankful to God you have the opportunity to go back to school. Now, you might feel like, oh, your assimilation and your brain is not as as it used to be. One thing about the lecturers here, they are willing to help you to succeed. Ask questions, ask for extra help. Even the school has, like, people that can tutor you for courses that you're struggling with. Really, like, for real, like, those services are available for you if you feel like you're struggling. You might feel overwhelmed, like so many assignments. Okay, fine, Although I'm doing an accelerated course, if you feel like you can't do that, you can take 2 courses per semester. That is okay. If you like, another thing, you have to now learn time management. Like managing your time would make sure you're not getting overwhelmed with everything that you need to do. Okay, so don't feel like, oh my god, my classmates are 20 or 19. I have classmates that are 17, I have some that are 19, and so on. Don't feel like, oh my god, like you want to now isolate yourself. Literally, one of my closest friends in school right now, she's been in her 60s and we're so close, right? So don't isolate yourself. Like, talk, interact. That would help you go through school, because the way somebody is studying and the way you're studying might be different. Like exchanging ideas, like motivating yourselves and all of those things, like they really help. So I beg you, you're not too old to go back to school. Okay, enjoy the experience, meet new people, meet new friends, and yeah, it's a blessing that you're able. And to be honest, don't enjoy yourself, do your best. Like I said, these lecturers, they want you to pass, and this is not to say that they're going to give you free points or anything like that, but if they need to go out of their way to explain something to you, to give you more time to submit something, you guys, they are willing to do that. So just know that no matter the age you're coming, unlike Nigeria that feels like it's very strict, these ones, they want you to succeed, and they are willing to do everything that is right and possible for you to succeed. So that should give some kind of comfort in your heart, you know, about coming back to school. And yeah, going back to school as a PR, as a Nigerian, it's not that it doesn't mean you failed, it's just a strategy. But just make sure that it fits your goals, and that it's something that is actually going to be beneficial to you when you graduate. Don't feel like, oh, like the way you schooled back in Nigeria, and like that imposter syndrome. Don't feel like that. A lot of times, like Nigeria, we were so stressed in university back home, and I think that has helped me a lot here. Okay, because my body is ready for stress. Okay, that is an advantage for us. So yes, it's an advantage, it's not a disadvantage. So that imposter syndrome, throw it out the window. Are you thinking of coming back to school as a PR, or are you thinking of going to school as an international student? Let me know in the comment section. And also, if you've actually schooled here in Canada as a PR or as an international student, like what advice would you give to those of us that are in school or the ones thinking to come back to school? Okay, so I hope this video was very useful to you guys. It feels so good to actually sit and talk to you. Leave your questions in the comment section. If you have a response, I would respond. Okay, thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to someone that is going to find it very valuable. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.